The world's first perfumer was a woman named Taputi Palet Kalim. We know of her because she is mentioned in a cuneiform tablet dated around 1200 BC in Babylonian Mesopotamia. She is the earliest known chemist who developed distillation and extraction techniques that are still used today. As a young perfumer, my interests are not just limited to understanding the use of perfumery materials. I also want to understand where and how materials are sourced, how is their essence distilled, and therefore a research trip to Kannauj was absolutely pertinent. In Kannauj, we visited the multi-generation family firm, M.L. Ramnarayan Perfumers. The day we visited, we were quite fortunate to witness sacks of roses being tipped into large copper vats. Even before the distillation process had begun, the sweet, peppery, seductive fragrance of roses hung heavily in the air.
50% of our produce is essential oils, while the rest 50% is others. Essential oils are basically oils which are extracted by hydro or steam distillation from plants and roots and herbs and flowers, and others are distilled by way of hydro distillation. We use the traditional and conventional hydro distillation method. The raw material, it could be a flower or a herb, is put into a large copper vessel. There is heat that is induced from below that. The vapors or the steam flows through a delivery tube and it is collected in a receiver or a vat which is submerged in cold water. So the heat heats the raw material, and then there is vapors or steam that rises. The steam condenses into a vessel which is submerged in cold water. So basic distillation method.
It takes 4 tons of roses to make just 1 kilo of rose essential oil. So it's one thing for me to order a few grams of rose oil and receive it in the comfort of my own home a few days later. It's quite another to travel to Kannauj and see the labor-intensive processes required to create such a beautiful and complex essence.
Orange का combination, lemon का combination,
lime का, धनिया का, अदरक का, काली मिर्च.
ये परफ्यूम खाने के आप यूज कर सकती लगाने में.
हाँ, लगाने
इसको थोड़ा चेंज कर दीजिए. थोड़ा टॉप नोट को थोड़ा मतलब अच्छा हो.
At this storied distillation firm, I was quite fortunate to spend time with the senior partner, Mr. Vijay Narayan Kapoor, and his son Pranjal Kapoor, who introduced me to a number of raw materials that I had not experienced before.
This has vetiver in it.
Yeah. It's vetiver based, very simple, some cardamom, some fennel.
I can smell cardamom vetiver.
Bergamot, a little lift in the citrus.
On the other hand, I had this wonderful chance to take them through all of the fragrances that I've developed over the last year.
जब आप कोई चीज बनाई रही हो बढ़िया तो आप उनका रूह का यूज करो आप
Okay.
It is basically those two components
Yeah.
which are elevating
Right.
the true grassy note of.
I know, but I didn't want the grassy note.
Among the varieties of materials that we went through, the most intriguing one was choya nak. Through a traditional process called destructive distillation, seashells are slow roasted in a large earthenware choya or vessel, which produces an intense aromatic oil. It smells of the ocean. Choya nak is potent and tenacious. It lends such a depth that a perfumer only ever needs a microdrop of this material to change the entire profile of a perfume blend. One might think of a perfumer as a translator of dreams, as someone who taps into timeless magic through natural elements. We have to credit Taputi for laying the foundations for perfumery today.